how can a church actually help people that are out there? They come to church, but they are going through abuse. I feel like church is not encouraging people to speak up about these things. And if we don't check it, many people, are facing these things.
Hello. Okay, please, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Oh, great. Thank you. Woo, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Like some of you know, I am in Zambia, and I just finished preaching. I went online and I saw the story of this lady, Osinachukwu, that just died. And the woman in me, the mother in me, the big sister in me jumped on this call. Thank you, you can hear me, thank you. And that's what I want us to quickly talk about. Now, I've never met this lady. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. I'm sending love back to you. Thank you so very much. I said I just finished preaching, and I checked online, and I found the story of this lady that composed Ekweme, You Are the Living God. Oh. That song was a hit. That song blessed us, and is still blessing us. And while I was on NHN's page, I saw that she died in an abusive relationship. What? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, everybody. Please know that I'm reading your comments, and I'm grateful for all the positive energy you're sending to me. Thank you. I just want to reiterate the fact that marriage is not what completes you as a person. There may be pastors and imams that will disagree, but it does not matter. I base my life on the Bible. God is very interested in you. Your marriage relationship and any other relationship is secondary. You are first a human being before you are a wife, before you are a husband, before you are a child, before you are a Christian, before you are anything. You come first. Please don't confuse religion and spirituality. I do not care who told you to stay in an abusive relationship and die there and be praying and be fasting. It is folly. It is foolishness. Don't allow anybody make you stay in an abusive relationship. Please, I'm happy if this is true that the man has been arrested. We are all waiting eagerly to see him behind the bars. Yes, I said that. We are waiting to see him behind the bars. All of us are waiting. You touch one of us, you have touched all of us. It is sheer wickedness to abuse a fellow human being that has given you 4 children, even if she has not given you any child. I'm speaking to you, ladies and gentlemen. Close one eye in prayer, open the other one in being security conscious. Single person. Please, somebody slapped you while you are dating the person. The person will kill you after marriage. Somebody is abusing you psychologically, emotionally, while you are dating the person. And you still want to go into marriage? Because culture makes you feel that if you are not married, you are not complete. Lie. Blatant lie from hell. Love yourself. You are primary to you. Every other relationship is secondary. Your pastor, your imam, your GO, your bishop, your founder, your babalawo, in case you have a relationship with one babalawo somewhere. Whoever is a spiritual authority over your life comes secondary. Secondary. Quote me. Don't let anybody tell you that because that person is your pastor, you must stay in an abusive relationship. The man is beating you and then you just... The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 4, you know that one. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Is there in Proverbs 4:7. Get understanding. They say love is blind. I always tell you that love may be blind, but marriage is the eye-opener. Let me analyze a few things and then I'll make one or two of you. I'll let you, share your opinion with me. Number one, as a woman, please be economically empowered. Have your own. Parents, raise your girls to have their own. I have counseled with too many people. And you will hear these women say, there is nothing, I don't have anything. It's the man that pays the school fees. It's the man that has bought me a car. It's the man. That's silly. That is very silly. Do something with your life. I'm a full-time minister of the gospel and I'm a full-time businesswoman. All of you know that. Same thing with my husband. If you see my husband on the farm, you'll be shocked that he's a bishop. We've been in business before we came into ministry. The Proverbs 31 woman was into real estate. She was into agriculture. She was into design, fabric, this. She considers a field and she buyeth it. That's what the Bible says. I notice that is the starting point. Do something with your life. So that, because every human being is a psychologist, so that your life, the totality of your life, will not be dependent on the man or the woman. It is so sad. The mother in me cried today. How can that young lady just die like that? Because of one useless man. Useless man. And before you know what is happening now, if they release him from prison, he will go and remarry. What about those children? Can anybody ever be like their mother? Don't die before you ask for help. And please, somebody made a comment on my page today, my Instagram page, as a social worker. If somebody confides in you, that lady said, you don't need that person's consent to report. I didn't know that too. Because we'll be saying in church, you confided in me, therefore I cannot say it. Please, go and bundle her out of that relationship. Carry her. I have a home in case you need where to put her. I have a home. I will volunteer. I have a place where you can put her. She can stay there for 6 months, free, even with the 4 children. She can stay there. I don't charge no kobo. And if you are doing something with your life, that gives you some level of confidence. So why would you stay in an abusive relationship if the man is not in charge of everything? You can't rent a house, even if it's 1 bedroom, because somebody said she was doing something with her life. So what steals your confidence? Any relationship where you are not free is a cult. Get out. God hates divorce. Yes, God hates divorce. But does God hate murder? Does God hate murder? That's a food for thought. In case that lady now has parents, who will ever replace her in her parents' life? Do something with your life. Get some money for yourself that is not dependent on how your spouse feels. Times have changed. Times have changed. Don't just sit down there and say, I'm a full-time housewife. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, I understand that there are some women that they are full-time housewifery because of their situation. But please, that does not mean that you are inferior to whoever is feeding you. Get out. If a man slaps you, don't stand there and be praying and be binding. Your pastor may not be your counselor. Your pastor may not be a marriage counselor. Your pastor may not be. So don't say, pastor said we should sit down there. If you were the pastor's daughter, would he have told you to stay there and be praying? Step out into safety first. Then let's talk about whether there can be reconciliation. Even if you will not remarry, if they say you should not divorce, at least they didn't say you should not have a life. So step out. Step out and be in safety. Carry your children, carry your pikin. When you step out, people will say, what's going on? Then you'll be able to speak. Don't go into coma before you ask for help. Because you will not be alive now to be telling us your own side of the story. I just pray that the government will help us take care of that man, quote and unquote. And then please, number 2, if you know anything about anyone that is going through an abusive relationship, don't keep silent. Be your sister's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. And if you notice that, somebody said the pastors are beating their own wives too. It's true. I counsel with some pastors' wives, and it will shock you. Bishops' wives. It's not even only physical beating, psychological, emotional. So my criminologist asked her, so why are you still in that relationship? She says, I don't have any money to go and rent. And the man will beat you. The man will call you to tell you to kneel down, raise your hands, and the man will call you goat. And the man will tell you, get up after 15 minutes, go and fix something for me. And when you are done, clean up and meet me in the bedroom. What rubbish is that? Woman, you are not inferior to anybody. Don't think that marriage is all that makes you. Please understand that you are important. With or without marriage, don't die in any abusive relationship. And I want to say this to, well, I'm not a pastor, I'm a pastor's wife. And I've been a pastor's wife for 33 years. Those of you that are privileged to have spiritual authority over people, please stop telling them to stay in abusive relationships and be praying. If they were your blood relation, will you tell them to stay there? How can you as a pastor, somebody tells you that my husband is beating me, my husband is slapping me, while my wife has brought out a knife, and then you say to the person, stay there, I will be praying for you. God can never hear that kind of prayer. Please, stop telling people. That is abuse of power. Submission is not subjugation. Submission is not slavery. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 is preceded by verse 21. Submitting one to another. Every aircraft has a pilot and a co-pilot. The fact that you are the head of the relationship does not mean you should kill the body. Does not mean you should kill the body in the name of religion. Then I say the woman is not submitting. Submission, Bible submission, not demonic submission. Bible submission is strength put under control, and you submit one to another. Pastors, please stop this evil. Pastors' wives, please stop this evil. Can you allow your own daughter or your own son to stay in an abusive relationship and tell him or her to be praying while you are fasting until he or she dies? Let's stop this rubbish. It is not biblical. It is not biblical. Please, I'm going to invite one or two of you. Please understand that nobody should tell you to stay in any abusive relationship. It does not matter the title, bishop, assistant bishop, assistant GO. It does not matter the relationship. Don't die before you seek for help. It's not slavery. It is not slavery. It is not slavery. Let's stop this rubbish. It cannot continue. If you're a pastor and you are hearing me, and you can please forward this to your pastor, it is not biblical for you to tell people to stay in an abusive relationship while the man is beating her and slapping her and frustrating her psychologically. You know, another. Okay, is Funke Adejumo saying that people should leave their marriages? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is any marriage that is not worth the onion, let the parties please step out into safety first before you now begin to talk about reconciliation. And any man that raises his hand to beat his wife needs psychiatric attention. That is it. Needs a psychiatrist. Needs to see a psychiatrist. You cannot begin to use the Bible. You too, you can read the Bible. Your life is important. Job chapter 12 verse 3, you are not inferior to anybody, not your husband. What will now happen to the children that this woman has left? Move to another house and go and pray there. God will hear your prayers there. We've lost enough. Please, let's stop this. Maybe telling a woman, don't give up. Don't give up your marriage. Fight for your marriage. You can fight for your marriage from afar. You can fight for your marriage from another house. Not in the house of an animal that is beating you and killing you. I'm so sorry to say this. Let that man stay in jail. And say, abortion, we must forgive. He must be born again. Let him be born again and be an evangelist in the prison. That's my take. I'm going to ask some of you. Yes, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse. Don't take any. Everything is nonsense. Fight from a distance. Fight from afar. Don't live with an animal. Some people, they do not even deserve to live among human beings. Why will you kill your wife? Okay. Let me listen to a few of you. I was so upset tonight. Some of you just joined. I'm in Zambia. I just finished preaching. I got to my hotel room and I saw that news. It pained me. So let me see who has a comment. You want to join? Send me a request. A few minutes, I should be done. We're saying no to abuse. A lot of you. So let me, I don't know, this first person. I've accepted. Let him be an evangelist in the prison. Yes. There are people there that need to be saved. And he's a coward. Any man that beats his wife or kills his wife is a coward. He's an animal. Let the person go. Okay. I've accepted. I don't know who else is joining me. He sent me a request. You have a question? What about the husband that has rubbished his wife? Image with the in-laws. That one is another thing. We will look. Okay, there's a request. So I'm accepting your request. Yeah, I've accepted. So great. No to abuse. That's what we're saying. You sent me your request and I have. Is it okay to live with a proud man if he doesn't abuse you physically? That's fine. Separation is not divorce. You can separate. But please don't let any man kill you. What's going on? Some of you sent me a request. You want to make a comment?
Good evening, Ma.
Great. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Olamide. I don't know if you can see me well.
Okay, now we can see it a little.
Yes.
Where did you join from?
Good evening, Ma. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay, great.
Yes, Ma. So I just want to say one or two things. Yes, about abusive relationships. So there is this friend I was that said he was going to get married to me. And then he said, if I'm going to marry you, you are going to be taking permissions from me before you go out. You will not leave the house. I was like, what is the meaning of this? We are not even dating yet. And then you are placing rules on me. And then you are telling me I must not go out. I must not do this. I must not wear this. And I'm like, Christ is not choking me like this. Jesus Christ is not holding my neck as tight as this. So why should you, who I am meant to be an helpmate to, choke me this way? And then most of these times when certain things like this happen, most people don't talk about it because they feel, oh, some of them are running from pressure. I need to get married by this time. If I don't hook up with this person, my siblings are going to be waiting for me, this and that. And then they get engaged in abusive relationship. And I feel like if we don't talk about these things, many people will fall victims. So many people will die. Some people, I saw one of my friends that said this lady is 22 years old and then she's not speaking to anybody in the house. I think in the UK. And then yesterday or day before yesterday, we saw that she already died. She took a long drive. She took a long drive away from home. And then the next thing was that they only saw her car and didn't see her. We didn't know what she was going through. We didn't know who she was talking to or that advised her to commit suicide or whatever. But then there are many, many things going on out there. Ma, God bless you for speaking of this evening. It really, I don't know, I just had to turn on my Instagram. I was like, okay, Mama is here. Let's do this.
Thank,
God
thank,
bless you so much, Ma. God bless you, Ma.
thank,
God bless you, Ma.
that was a part.
Yes, ma. So thank you, ma. This really needs to be addressed. We really need to talk about this. Women are falling. Women are feeling like they are not enough. They are failing, and it's because women are not supporting women. That's just the thing. But when we have people like you that speak out, don't do this. You don't have to be suffering.
Mm.
There is life after marriage, either you split up or whatever. God loves you. Nobody should make you feel inferior. Don't owe
Ah,
anybody anything.
thank you.
Happiness is just it at all.
Thank,
Thank you so
thank
much, man.
you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yes, man.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah. Yes, you can go off now. Thank you.
All right.
So let me take one or two more. Well, say that don't stay in an abusive relationship. Get out and fight from afar. Okay. Ola, can you leave? Great.
All right, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Who else is sending a request? Okay. So the saved woman, I just accepted. We'll start now. We start addressing it. That was a red flag. When you see a red flag,
Wow,
please
good evening, ma. I'm so honored.
feel
Good
you're
evening, ma.
welcome. Thank
Thank you
you.
so
What do you
much, ma. Thank you so much for speaking up, ma. For speaking about this.
thank you. Thank you. What's
Okay,
your
I'm
comment?
Zuleika. I'm calling, ma.
Oh, I thought you wanted to comment.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. I'm coming. I'm from Nigeria here. I'm making a call from Benue State here. And honestly, hearing this news really it just really made me feel really sad because as a single person, I think a lot of times in the church we hear messages like don't marry this kind of person or marry this kind of person as a woman. Love your husband, submit to your husband, and men love your wives. But I think it's more than that. Like, how can a church actually really minister to people that are already in abusive homes? These people come to church on Sunday and they look good. Like, when I read this story, initially I heard it was throat cancer. So when I started seeing posts that it was abuse, I was really broken because this woman's songs have blessed a lot of people and nobody would have ever guessed that she was going through. So how can a church actually help people that are out there? They come to church, but they are going through abuse. I feel like church is not encouraging people to speak up about these things. And if we don't check it, many people, are facing these things and we don't pray. We don't want them to, die. So how can pastors and, I read a story today about how a boy came out and said that his mom was going through abuse and the pastor kept telling him, read Psalm 90, telling the woman to read Psalm 91, stay in your marriage, go on 21 days fasting. It was on the 19th day of the fast that the man saw her rubbing oil on his clothes, praying, and the man beat her up until she died. So how
Oh,
can the church actually help women like this? Because some of them don't even come to speak, and when they come to speak, the pastors will cover up and say they should pray. And that same pastor, according to the story of this young man, the pastor wedded the man and a new wife and told him that all things have passed away. So I was just like, is this a church? Is this a pastor? So that's
okay.
just my own. Yes, ma.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I believe that, it's a cultural thing because the same pastors are the patriarchs in the society. They're in charge of politics, they're in charge of policy making, they're in charge of church, they're in charge of so many things. And women are gradually, little by little, coming up. Like what we're doing now, we're creating awareness that look, as a woman, you must understand that you should speak out. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Any spiritual authority over you does not have the final say.
Yes,
God
ma.
and you final say over your life. Because that pastor is in his house, sleeping with his wife, eating Indomie, while you are here being slapped and battered. The worst case scenario is that they will remove you from being a chorister. They will remove you from taking offering. They will remove you from being an usher. But you will still be alive.
Yes, ma.
You'll be alive for destiny. You'll be alive for your children. It does not matter who dignifies abuse. Abuse is wrong. Please speak out. And I know some pastors are hearing and they're also listening. Thank you so very much. So let me take another
Thank you,
person.
ma'am.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Beautiful Hearts. You said maybe you need to send another request. Beautiful Hearts. I can't see you. While I'm waiting for you, Ada's Diary of a Strong Woman. Okay. I'm trying to take maybe 2 or 3 more and then I'll go. We just needed to address that. Nobody should make you stay in an abusive relationship. Okay, Beautiful Hearts. I've accepted. You see, someone said, I lost a friend last year, I prayed an abusive marriage. The husband is a pastor. Can you imagine? It's so sad. So let's have you. I've accepted your request, Beautiful Heart. Where are you? It is wrong. Whether it's being perpetuated by a pastor or a bishop or an imam or babalawo, it does not matter. Abuse is abuse and abuse is wrong. Psalm 91 is not what you should. Go and read your Psalm 91 in another house. Flee for your life. I've accepted your request, but I can't find you, Beautiful Hearts. Jojo Supremacy. Where are you? Send me the request. Send me another one. Okay. How can a person see that her friend was tied and her children were instructed to flog her? Can you imagine? That's terrible. Oh, Beautiful Hearts, you're unable to join. I'm so sorry. So, let's see who is there. I'm just, just at random. Purposeful marriages, I've accepted. You want to chip in your idea, Sunboy 42, I've accepted. Whoever comes in, okay. We can't see. Go ahead. We can hear you, but we can't see.
Good evening, Mommy.
Good evening. God bless you.
Yes, ma. Thank you so much for all you do. God bless you, ma.
Amen.
I'm really delighted to be here. I just want to put something out, and I know you have said I just like to reiterate this. And it's actually for singles that are not yet married. Mommy, I get requests from them calling or sending messages, even telling counselors to pray for guys that are abusing them.
Oh,
you see some call and they would. I remember a lady called me sometimes ago, and the thing was, oh ma, I need your prayer. I was even like, because she was really crying, seriously crying. I was like, what happened? And when she was like, ma, it's not like that. I know he's the devil. He's a wonderful person. I love him. This, and I was like, what is the problem? I even tried to calm her down first, because the way she was crying, I was like, what really happened? Not until she opened her mouth to tell me, though he's beating me, but I know it's not his fault, and he has anger issue. So what she wanted me to do was actually to help her pray for the guy, for God to change his heart. And I was like, no, this is wrong. Don't allow anybody to make you feel you are the problem here. Here's the problem. Someone that is beating you now, cheating on you, and the funny thing, they were in school, like, not once, not twice, ma, that this issue has happened. Like, and she was like, some of them will come, they will tell you they are in school. This guy is actually living on their money, whatever their parents gave them from home. They are staying with them, and they are together. So I think the issue is, as a woman, we should know that we are more than this. It's not about whatever people think you are, but you are not a trash. You are a treasure. I usually tell singles, you are a treasure. You're beautiful. Affirm yourself. Know that you're more than whatever that is happening. It's not about the content that people, the container. Even if you think you're not beautiful, I'm telling you, you're more than whatever you're saying. And everybody is beautiful. Don't make people think you're worthless. You are more than what you can see. You are a treasure. You're to be cherished. You're to be loved. You are to be carried carry yourself with dignity. Let people see that you're more than whatever thing you say. So I think it starts from that. We've been self-aware. We should know that we are enough. We should be self-aware as women. And we should not allow people to pull us down. I think that is very important, ma. So it's actually to the singles, ma. Thank you so much, mommy. God bless you, ma.
And thank you so
much, ma.
please, let's understand that our pastors are not perfect. Hebrews chapter 5 tells us that even the best of is taken from among men. That your pastor may not be a counselor. So don't think that because he's a pastor, he knows everything. No. Please understand this. Let me bring up, okay, I have a lot of requests. I don't understand. Her husband said the children should flog her. This same lady? God, can you imagine? Please, be your sister's keeper. Watch out. When someone is in an abusive relationship, you can tell when someone is subdued. That's your neighbor, that sister in church, in the mosque. Please, I beg of you. Ooh, so many of you, I don't even know. I'm trying to see a pastor. I think there's a pastor here that just sent me a request. There are about 120 requests or more. So it's been difficult to... okay, let me bring up one or two more people. I just finished preaching and I need to go rest. But you see, we are all saying that no to abuse. No to abuse, please. Ooh, okay, Princess Fauna. Okay. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Thank you. I'm blessed.
Awesome. I wanted to chime in about the kids. Apparently, they have 4 children. My whole thing is that it's like, now what happens to the kids? When you're abusing the mom, you got to take into consideration that not only is she the mother of your child, but whatever happens to the mother, now the kids are going to be exposed to so many different things. Because let's say he goes behind bars. Who's going to take care of the children? Let's say the children ends up in like a foster care or something like that. Now they might be exposed to, sexual violence or molestation and all that stuff. So when a woman is involved in domestic violence or anybody in a marriage, I just think it's just so selfish because you're not thinking about not only yourself and the person you're hurting, but now the offsprings that you guys have brought into the situation. Now they're also going to be exposed to danger. They're going to be exposed to so many things. So my heart really breaks for her. May her soul rest in peace. But now I'm just thinking like, what's going to happen to the children?
Thank you so very much, as Princess. Thank you. Yeah. You see, abuse is even more, is beyond the abused. It has a ripple effect. It's so sad. Thank you. You can go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, we need to close. I know if you are here, Dr. Mondo, I can't find you. Can you send me another request? I know you're a pastor and I really want to listen to a pastor speak. Yeah. Thank you. Dr. Mondo, I don't know you, but I see that a man cannot beat you and then you stay in that relationship. God forbid. God forbid. Let them call you names. Are they the ones are they the ones that they slapped? Leave. Go into safety. Oh my God. I really want to listen to a pastor. Can you send me another request, please? I can't find you. We'll take one more if I can't find the pastor. I've tried to find you, but I can't. Please don't stay in an abusive relationship. That's what we're addressing tonight. Flee for your life. Flee, 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 flee. Flee for your life. Okay, I can't find the pastor. I don't know what happened. There's another pastor, Adejumo Stephen. Are you a pastor? You're on the waiting list. I'm so sorry. I tried to. Let's have one more person. We'll still come back. This person said, no man born of a woman can raise his hand on me. It means you're dead. No, just walk out. Because we don't want you also to go into prison. Yes, I accepted requests. Any other person? I'm going to close. If God hates divorce, does he also hate divorcee? No. Flee for your life. Flee for your life. Many of our churches, they don't talk to the men. That's why I don't know. If you don't like me, you don't like me. It does not matter. It's not only about the woman. What about the men too? Okay, Dr. Mundo, I found you. There are too many broken men in the church. True. And some of them are preachers. I've accepted your request, Dr. Mundo, sir.
Yes, good evening, Ma.
Good evening, sir.
I'm so honored today to come here live. I'm called Dr. Franklin from Uganda.
Oh.
I think here we need to address the seed called a male. To be born a male is by God's choice, but to be man is by character. We have many boys trapped into adult bodies. We are dealing with the character of men. You cannot be a man and lay your hands on a woman. You convinced him with your tongue. The same tongue can talk to that woman sense. I always tell men, improve your argument, but don't quarrel. I've been married, Ma, for 19 years. I've not slapped my wife. 19 years. And I thank God for that. The problem here, we have people who have spiritualized everything in church. We have failed to address the character in church. We have looked at offering. We have looked at opportunities. We have looked at these men who have money, come and sit in front. They can not open even their Bible to their business partners. We have people in church. We have turned the church into entertainment. We have locked Christianity into a place that is not a place of divine glory. And because of that, the church has lost more authority, even pastors, to teach their people, because themselves have been put into a place of compromise. He's scared if he talk to John, he'll leave the church. He's the one bring a big tithe instead of saving his soul. We have a church that is crippled today, that we have more people coming on our pulpit naked, not dressed up, and they're ending up sleeping with the pastors in pulpit, and we cannot address those issues. So a pastor has no more authority even to guide his own believer to stop beating his wife, because himself is trapped by Jezebel's spirit seated inside. So what are we dealing with today? We are dealing with a male seed that is meant to build men. We are dealing with a seed of men, and the church is preaching Jesus, hallelujah, but we are not teaching how to boys to become men, because we have many boys trapped into adult bodies. A real man will not beat his wife. He's born to protect his territory with jealousy and strength. Look at the lion. They protect what belongs to them. A man, when you protect, you don't batter. You protect to elevate. You talk sense. You can negotiate. You can speak about a lot of things. The seed here called a male has gone out of hand because the real men have not sharpened the real man. And I can tell this man, it is man that needs to be fixed. And if you're a man and you're here, if you're still beating your wife, you are a coward. You are nothing but a coward. Number two, you are not going anywhere in heaven. Number three, your prayer will never be answered because it's biblical. If your wife is not in harmony with you, no, heaven is already closed. No business, no nothing that you work. If your woman holds your prayer, then you'll not go nowhere. So if you want to fix your life, fix first your wife, fix your home, fix your family. If you can't lead your home, you can't lead a company. If you can't lead your family, pastor, no matter how many tongues you talk and how many countries you've traveled, you are completely a backslidden. You need a savior. You need to be salvaged. I'm talking about a seed of a man. A man needs to be addressed, man. Until we raise our boys to get them from that boyhood into manhood, we are still having men who think that beating a woman is a glorious. The polygamy system that we are born with in Africa gives us stupidity and sadness that in our age we must beat our wives while we are talking to them. We can buy them flowers when they are so mad and they will hear our voice. We can turn bad into good. We can take them even dinner when they are so much annoyed. And we can tell them this dinner is yours, though I have been bad. Let me tell you something I do, ma. 31st December, lead as I am. I've traveled 69 countries of the world. I have children and spiritual children. I can tell you, every 31st December, I kneel down and I tell my wife, I'm sorry for everything I've done this year. I could have not been correct. Give me opportunity to serve you this year. Every year, my wife renews a spiritual contract with me and her to build back what we have built together. And I tell her, it doesn't matter what, kneeling down, I'll still stay man in the house. I'll still have the beard, and I'll still have my 3 boys walking. And I'm here to speak to child of God who is here. Don't let any man abuse you. You are not living with a man. You are living with a boy. Let me say this. I know there's some people who say, oh, when someone is an elder, is wiser. Listen to me, baby. I've found foolish elders, stupid elders. I've found men who are grown up, but they're still decapacitated, broken, still running with young girls whom they can even be the fathers to. Now, I want to speak to those who are in church, in choir. If your pastor still tells you to open up your pants, tell him, I'm sorry. You've just closed my door. I'm going to the next church. A church is like a hotel. If you are not satisfied here, you can be fed to the next hotel. Go to the next place. Mama, if you're still here and you are being abused and battered by a man, you have a boy trapped into his doorways. Because what makes a man is not his education, not his beard, not his thinking, not his looks, not his age. It is what comes out of him. You're a product of that. Lastly, if you have a husband, he's surrounded by second character. Is a product. Surround yourself with 6 men. You're about to become the 7th one. Surround yourself with 5 stupid people. You are going to be the 6th one. Watch out who is the friend of your husband. Ask him, who are you? Find out before you get married. Who is his circle? You're a product of what you read, what you see, and what you hear. Man, we must fix this problem. This should not happen on the face of Africa. We are born to protect our territory, but not to destroy what has been given to us.
Oh my God!
I want to show you something here. Come here, Mama. Come. This is my beautiful wife, Mama. You know her.
Oh, she's so beautiful. How are you,
19
Mama?
years. I've not slapped this woman. I've not been her. She's here. We've been talking in today. This is my angel.
Who?
So this is what it is, Mama. We must create a generation. And let me say this. You cheap men who still think that you can batter your wife and go away. Another generation has been born. God is raising up men and women like us to speak manhood into boyhood. And you transit. We will prepare you how to protect what God has given you. And let me say this. Don't be deceived that every pastor is a man. We have many pastors who are still boys. Their priorities is car, not a mission. Their mission is they're on competition with themselves. They're competing with another neighbor. No. We have pastors who are trapped into their history. Some of them have urban excitement. They've just entered into Abuja. They want to look somebody else. Am I talking to somebody? In the kingdom, we don't compete. I'm talking to you and I'm speaking to you. I'm not here for any competition. I'm not here to show anyone. I'm here to speak to you that you better grow up, teach your men how to be men. And if you cannot teach them how to be men, invite mama, invite other men of God to sharpen men to know how they can walk, how a man can be clean in a home, how he can groom up, how he can walk out, how he can live peace at home and find peace where he wants to work. Mama, I thank you. And I don't know if I've told you, you are my model. I love you. I believe in you. I've been following you for last 6 years. 6 full years. Wow. 6 full years. And I pray you that God will bless you. God will keep you. And I'm encouraging these women. There are men there God has kept to lift you. There are men God has built to lift you. And don't give up. Don't say everything is bad. No. You just met one of the rotten ones. There are great men outside there who love God. God bless, Mama.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mondo. Okay, please take note of his handle because I'm going to bring him back I'm going to do a live Instagram. We're going to discuss. Bless you, sir. Men, can we talk?
Yes, can we talk with the males? We need to deal with the males. We need to talk to them about the foundation. We need to talk to them about pillars. How do we build the pillars? How do we sustain the pillars? How deep can we put our pillars down to have the right home?
Thank you, doctor. I'm going to invite you to.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You can leave. Thank you. Wow. End of discussion. End of discussion. I've been married 38 years to my husband. He has not shouted at me once. He has not said you are stupid or you are silly once. I have shouted, not to talk of raising his hand. So there are still good men. Those ones that beat their wives, they are cowards. And a man that killed his wife, I saw it on NHN page. That's why I came on IG Live today. I'm so sorry to say, let him go to jail. Go to jail. I don't want to say let him rot there. Let him become an evangelist there. But we don't want him among human beings. He's an animal. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back to discuss the issue of men from boyhood to manhood, because there are still good men out there. Thank you. Thousands of you, without any prior notice, you joined me tonight in spite of, the Wi-Fi, whatever. I'm in Zambia, and it's been fantastic. I thank God for the honor of hosting all of you today. God bless you. Please have a fantastic night. We'll continue this discussion until it is published on rooftops. You touch one woman, you have touched all of us. God bless you. Have a great, great night. I'm going to save it, and you can rewatch. God bless you. Thank you.
Now the joy and peace I feel inside, I can't explain it, but it sounds like this.